Are you ready to know the 3 unbeatable reasons why Mazatlan, Mexico stands tall over the United States real estate? So let's go, investors. Welcome to Mazatlan, Mexico. Hello investors, if you don't know me, let me introduce myself. My name is Nuñez. I'm a real estate agent here at Mazatlan, Mexico. I am most like a broker, like independent worker. I don't work with any brand or any company in a specific. This is my first English video on my YouTube channel, so I apologize if I make any mistakes, but I'm pretty sure that you can understand mostly what I say. If you speak Spanish, you can go to my YouTube profile and find so many videos in Spanish also. Today we're here to talk about 3 unbeatable reasons why Mazatlan, Mexico is maybe a better option for you if you want to invest in real estate. It is not new that since 3 or 4 years ago, the economy all around the world has been moving like a roller coaster. And since then, I have been noticed here in Mazatlan that a lot of people from the United States and Canada mostly are looking in investing here in Mazatlan or Mexico in general more than in their own countries. So the question is why a lot of people, a lot of investors are moving their money, are moving their equity from their own countries up to Mexico. And we have a lot of answers, but here in this video, I want to abord 3 of them. All right, so let's start. The first reason why people is investing in Mazatlan, Mexico right now is because the affordability in the Mexican prices. If you compare United States real estate prices versus Mazatlan, Mexico prices, there are a lot of difference between them. For example, in Mazatlan, you can find a 2 bedrooms apartment, not with an ocean front, but maybe 2-3 blocks away from the beach, in a price around $125,000 US. But if your budget is a little bit higher, maybe you can find some apartment, same 2 bedrooms, but with an ocean view, in around $300,000 US. So in summary, if you're looking for an apartment here in Mazatlan, Mexico, you can find it with a budget of $125,000 US. If you're looking for something bigger like a house, maybe you'll find it in around $200,000 US. All right, so the second reason why a lot of investors are looking for Mazatlan right now is because it's profitability. In Mazatlan, we have a ROI or return on investment very high compared to some other states in Mexico or to Canada or the States. Right now, the return on investment in Mazatlan average is around 15 to 30% on equity, what we call in Mexico plusvalía. Of course, this doesn't happen always, but there are some specific areas in the city where you can find this profitability. Also, it will depend if you want to rent the property or you want to resell it in the future. Right now, Mazatlan is growing a lot in all ways. So one of the biggest deals you can make here in Mazatlan as a real estate investor is to buy on pre-sale and then resell the property in 2 or 3 years later. Also, another good news is that buying real estate in Mexico is something that is really safe and secure. It is not very different here in Mexico. And the third reason why maybe you should consider to invest in Mazatlan instead of the States or Canada is because of its growing tourism. Mazatlan is one of the biggest destinations in Mexico. It has one of the most beautiful beaches in the whole country and also one of the best food you can find in Mexico. So it is not new that a lot of people, not only from Mexico, but also from the States, Canada, and Europe, are coming to visit Mazatlan on these years. In fact, last year, 2022, was one of the biggest years as a tourism respect here in Mexico. We had around 4 million people visiting the city last year. And also, a good data you need to know is that 20% of those people were foreign. This growing tourism in Mazatlan has to be a lot with the connection we have in the city. This is because there are many ways of getting here in Mazatlan. You can come here by airplane, also by car. We have a lot of cities around Mazatlan that are very close by. And also investors, it is expected for the next year to have a raise in a 25% more tourists coming to the city. This is because it's the same number, 25% we had previously from the last year up to this one. So this makes Mazatlan, Mexico one of the biggest and preferred cities to invest on 2024. Investors, however, we need to know some few things about investing in Mazatlan as a foreign. First thing you need to know if you want to buy a property in Mazatlan as a foreign is that you will need a bank trust to do so. A bank trust is what we call a fideicomiso here in Mexico. It's like a legal agreement you need to make with a bank so you can buy here in Mexico and put a property to your name. It's not anything complicated or it's not anything hard. It has a small cost, but nothing expensive. So you don't have to worry. You can buy a property in Mexico as a foreign without any problem. If you live in the States or Canada, but you do have a Mexican passport, you can buy as a Mexican. In that case, you will not need to pay anything more and you are not forced to do any bank trust. No tienes que hacer un fideicomiso. Another thing you need to know if you want to buy a property in Mexico as a foreign is to know about the interest rates of the credits. As in most Latin American countries, Mexico has a high interest rates regarding their credit. And this happens with everything. For example, if you want to get a mortgage here in Mexico, the interest rate annually will be around 10%. Yes, I know it's a bit higher than, or a lot bit higher than in the US, but that's something we Mexicans need to live with. Another example are the credit cards. In Mexico, an interest rate of a normal credit card is around 30 up to 50% annually. And another thing you should know if you want to buy a property in Mexico is that here in Mazatlan is very common, very typical to find the pre-sales or what we call preventas. What is a pre-sale or what is a preventa? It is a property that is currently under construction, so it is not finished yet. But you can start paying money to the constructor, so in a few months or a few years, you will have your house or your apartment. But why it is so common this in Mexico? Because in Mexico, interest rates, as I said before, are very high. So constructors or sellers are looking forward to get some pre-sales so they can have money in advance. So this is a win-win situation. The constructor has his money before time and you have a better price than if the property was already finished. So don't be scared if you come to Mazatlan and find a lot of developments under construction and they are already selling on pre-sale. All right, real estate investors, that will be it for the video of today. In summary, we talk about 3 reasons why you should consider to invest in Mazatlan and why a lot of people are investing right now in this city. The first one is because it's affordability. The second one because it's profitability. And the third is because it is a growing touristic city. If you're looking forward to buy a property in Mazatlan, Mexico, here's my WhatsApp number so you can send me a message or maybe a phone call. Here is my Instagram account so we can be in touch. All right, that will be it for today. If you want to go to my YouTube channel and find more videos in Spanish or English, just click here in this button. Click like if you like the video and see you on the next one here in Mazatlan, Mexico. Thank you. Bye-bye.